you ever been like deciding on what COD Zombies map you want to play and you just don't end up picking one because you don't want to sweat out? Yeah, I've had that feeling before. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 maps that I think you just have to literally lean close to your monitor or TV and play, because I swear you are sweating so hard while playing the map. Could be anything from just the map is hard to there's some tediousness and some craziness involved, but you know what? These are the maps that sometimes I have to convince myself and give myself a little pep talk in my head before actually going into this map, because I know I'm going to have to try hard while playing it. Make sure to go down in the comment section down below and let me know what maps you really feel like you have to try hard on COD Zombies. Also, we're getting very close to 2K subs, so yeah. First map that I swear I have to go hard while playing is definitely 5 from Black Ops 1. Now, 5 is one of those zombies maps I absolutely love and adore, and it is totally a classic. At the same time, I swear I'm giving myself like a mental pep talk before going into this map because it is kind of challenging. One of the big factors that makes 5 challenging is just the layout of the map. First level is kind of hard to chill out at, especially if you're a solo player. If you have some people, you can kind of camp by the elevator and do some strats there and it's actually okay, but you're still kind of in a hurry and it's really challenging. Second floor is essentially heaven. You really just want to chill out in the war room the whole time on that second level, where you have all the DEFCON switches and you have Jug and you just have everything available for you. But by far, the bottom floor or the laboratories is the worst nightmare place you possibly want to be within this map. If you do have to survive a round down here, all you really have to do is kind of chill out by the elevator, but if you're just kind of running around in the labs, you're kind of gonna be screwed. If you are a little bit more of an experienced player, you can totally pull it off. If you are kind of a newer player, then you might want to avoid the labs and just stick to the middle floor, because there's no shame in that. Like, the middle floor is awesome. But I haven't even mentioned the thing that just makes this map absolutely terrifying and challenging, and that, my friends, is the good old Pentagon Thief. Pentagon Thief is actually just so frightening to me, especially in the early rounds. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, just look at this clip. Just look at this clip.
Warning. Breach detected on level 3. Initiate security protocol 115.
There is no scarier feeling in the world than knowing when the Pentagon Thief comes out of that teleporter and you can actually physically see him, that he is going to come and hunt you down, and that is a terrifying thought. Not gonna lie, if you've ever seen the horror movie It Follows, literally it's about this monster that's chasing people, but if it's coming for you, you can only see it, and the Pentagon Thief is literally that. So the Pentagon Thief is an absolute menace because 1, he steals your gun, and 2, he's actually as fast as you, which is absolutely a nightmare. Have you ever had one of those dreams where you're literally trying to run away from the villain, but you're literally stuck in the sand and the villain's like gonna catch up to you and eventually gets you? Well, that is the Pentagon Thief. When you get a dog round in the past and you hear like that transition music, it's like, oh, this is fine. I'm gonna get a max ammo. Like, this is easy. It's gonna be okay. With the Pentagon Thief, when I hear that sound, my butt cheeks immediately tighten and just a drop of sweat runs down my forehead. Honestly, the only way to cool me off is by grabbing the Winter's Howl, and we all know how the community feels about the Winter's Howl. It doesn't do that much damage. Instead of crafting a whole entire video essay dedicated to the Winter's Howl and how bad it is, I think we can actually move on to our next map. Next up, we have Shangri-La, which totally looks like an awesome vacation that's totally relaxing and nice, but it's not. It's either the humidity from the jungle or it's just you that's absolutely sweating out, because this map is really hard. This map is literally trying to actively kill you. There's spike traps and there's a death mud pit. Literally, this map kills you on your transitioning spots because it is so tight and so unforgiving. I can't even take a break when I get a max ammo because I know the monkeys are going to come rob it and steal it from me. There's a clear reason why 8 out of 2,739 people are playing Shangri-La, and that's because, you know, it's kind of a tricky map and it's not one of the fan favorites out there. I absolutely love and adore Shangri-La. Like, I really do. I actually like Shangri-La. I just think that I have to give myself such big mental preparation before diving into Shang because it's just tricky. But still, this day, I actually don't mind revisiting Shangri-La. I just have to know what I'm getting myself into. Now, the next map, I'm actually going to kind of cheat a little bit and do 2 different maps because of similar modes, and I'm actually going to lump Mob of the Dead together with Shadows of Evil. Probably thinking like, why are you doing this? Well, I'm lumping it together because of Afterlife and Beast Mode. I actually throw a lot of the newer players out in either Shadows Shadows of Evil or Mob of the Dead, they have to learn how to master Beast Mode and Afterlife Mode, which is kind of actually tricky. Instead of having a really convenient power switch to turn on everything, you have to do it all yourself individually by doing hidden Easter egg puzzles within a different mode, which for the newer player can actually be kind of scary. Nowadays, I mean, anybody can hop in and do the Afterlife and Beast Mode steps like without having any kind of guide or something, because you know, practice makes perfect. If I do have to go into Mob of the Dead or Shadows of Evil, I have to try extra hard just to do extra things within Afterlife mode or Beast Mode, because there's just a lot to do on those maps within those extra modes. I think Shadows of Evil takes it one step further, because not only do you have to do Beast Mode, but you actually have to do ritual sites, which that's kind of like the generators from Origins, which can actually be pretty tricky. Just to say, if you're going to play Mob or Shadows, you really mean business as a player, because one doesn't really just walk into this map and play it casually. I find myself really needing to be locked in when I'm playing Shadows of Evil, especially because there's just so much to do, and the same argument could be made for Mob of the Dead. Let's actually explore a map that doesn't have an Afterlife or Beast Mode and is just flat out hard. Actually, I'm not going to use the word hard, I'm going to use the word busy work, because Zetsubou No Shima is a massive chore. I want you to go back to the title of the video, because this video is about maps that you have to really try hard on and not maps that I personally hate. Zetsubou No Shima actually does have some pretty cool things for it. It's got a really cool environment, story, and some exclusive guns in the map that are actually pretty cool. Whenever I play Zetsubou No Shima, I think of the acronym DPPST, which stands for Doors, Plants, Parts, Spores, and Thrashers. When I was talking about Zetsubou No Shima being a huge chore, well, you can actually prove that through DPPST. I will say that Zetsubou No Shima is one of those maps where if you can actually get past the earlier rounds and conquer your DPPST within this map, you will actually thrive in the later rounds. Like, I'm so hunched over to my monitor playing this map because I've suffered so much just to get to a high round. And then again, when I'm in a high round, I still am kind of leaned into the TV because I've spent all my time on this map and I don't want to lose my game in my high round. Needless to say, that statement is true for every COD Zombies map, but it's especially true for Zetsubou No Shima because of DPPST. And I swear, every time on a high round on Zetsubou No Shima, I just want to keep going because, you know, I've worked really hard for this map, and if you're working hard for a COD Zombies map to get to a high round, dang it, you want to keep going. So my message to you all, never give up on your dreams. I have a really quick honorable mention before I get to the final map, and that mention is Transit. I think Transit is one of the hardest maps to play as a solo player ever. When it comes to Transit, I just have to really prepare myself if I actually want to play this game as a solo player. But if I want to play it with multiple people, I think it's actually pretty fun. Yeah, I did say that. Transit can be fun with 4 players. At the same time, as a solo, Transit is just a nightmare to play. If you can get the ball rolling and just grind through all of that sweat, then you know what? It can be really rewarding to get to a high round within Transit. But let's go to that big map that I'm going to be talking about, where if you are playing this map, you really need to be up close to your monitor or just giving yourself like a prayer or just mental break before heading into this map. And that is Origins. A lot of people like Origins. You know, it's a really classic map, a staple within the COD Zombies community. You build the staffs, you upgrade the staffs, great amazing Easter egg that is a battle tested of the times, and I mean, that's just Origins in a nutshell. There are so many times when I wanted to play Origins and I just couldn't muster up the energy because I knew it was going to take so much out of me. I gotta say that I really love Origins, I just know that this map doesn't fool around on you. Right away, this map means business. You have to turn on a generator in the spawn room and you have zombies running at you, and it's kind of tricky, and especially if you go to BO2 and you're the 2-hit down, it can be extra hard. Even though turning on all the generators is actually kind of a simple and relatively easy process, at the same time you have to be careful because sometimes you can go down getting stuck turning on the generators. In the midst of that, you have one of the hardest zombies bosses that ever spawns in the earlier rounds, which is the Panzer Soldat, and he is an absolute bullet sponge. On top of that, you're trying to build the staffs at the same time, so you do have a lot to do within Origins, which, you know what, it does sometimes feel natural as the game progresses. But before I get too crazy into Origins, I actually want to see if you guys can relate to this really fast. So I just got done building the ice staff and I'm actually doing pretty well, and I actually want to go build the fire staff. So I go to the fire tunnel and I realize, oh, the gramophone's missing. I could go on forever about leaving the gramophone at certain tunnels, but as a matter of fact, I'm in the fire tunnel and I left it in the ice tunnel, which is way on the opposite side of the map. So from there, I jump myself all the way to the middle of the map and I realize, oh, stamina up is just right on by, but not really. And so I go to Gen 5, buy some stamina. After that, I realized that the soul chest hasn't been filled, so I actually try to fill that really fast, and I spend maybe like a round trying to do that, but then I realized the robot comes in and the robot stomps through my chest, so I have to refill it up. As I finally get that full box filled, I realize that my gun actually needs to be pack-a-punch, and the rounds are getting a little bit higher, and I would like the extra damage, so I run to the pack-a-punch and find out that one of the pack-a-punch pieces is broken. And why is that? Well, guess what? The Templar zombies came in and shut off a generator. Running back to Gen 3, which is where Speed Cola is at, and I realize, oh yeah, I need to turn on this generator. I do it, and then I need to buy Speed Cola because why not? So I save up a little bit for Speed Cola right there to start making my way towards the mound because I realized, oh yeah, I forgot about that gramophone that I need to go grab in the ice tunnel, but immediately a Panzer Soldat spawns in. My brain is on Panzer Soldat mode. I gotta take this dude out because he can possibly kill me, so I spend some time running around the mound and eventually kill the Panzer Soldat, and mission accomplished. I completely forgot that I'm trying to build the fire staff. That's literally what I wanted to do, and so legit, I actually go back to the ice tunnel finally and grab the gramophone. Doing all these tasks, I finally make my way back to the fire tunnel, and I actually am able to go to Argatha, aka the crazy place, grab the crystal, and then go to the mountain and build the fire staff for the very first time. See what I mean? I feel like I get distracted while I'm playing Origins. I know the example was a little bit overkill in some way, shape, or form, but at the same time, I do feel like I get distracted a little bit while playing this map. So many moments when I'm playing Origins when I really just have to scoop my chair up close and just really grip my controller hard because there's just a lot going on and a lot of things I have to do within the map. This was one of those maps that was easily my top 3 favorite zombie maps of all time because I really just played it constantly and just had the systems down pat. But if you remove yourself from Origins, take a big long break for a few months, and then finally revisit it again, you actually will feel a little bit overwhelmed and you just have to like scoot yourself close to that TV or monitor or whatever you're playing on because legit, it takes a lot of energy out of you. Like I said earlier, the rewards at the end of surviving to a high round in Origins are absolutely fantastic, and that goes for all the other maps that we encompassed today. So I'm going to ask you guys all at home, what map do you actually play where you have to give yourself a mental preparation talk before playing, because it can be kind of hard.